So there's this couple on TikTok, and it's a sugar daddy and a sugar baby. Sugar daddy obviously meaning an older man with money, and the sugar baby in this case being his wife, who is much younger than him, that's using him for that money, you know, swiping his credit card around town. And this isn't your normal everyday sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship, because one, they're uploading every aspect of their life to TikTok, and I gotta say, it produces a uncomfortable feeling while you're watching their videos. But that brings me to my second point, which is they're oddly wholesome. They are a wholesome couple, as weird as it sounds. And these two feelings of uncomfortableness and wholesomeness that you get while you're watching their videos, they combine and they create this feeling that I can't really explain with words, which is why I just want to show you some of their videos. So here's the channel right here. It's called Shady Shafiq. And what better way to introduce you to the channel than to show you the most popular video, which I gotta find, because you can't sort by popular on the browser apparently. Here is the sugar baby in question, and we are also about to meet the sugar daddy.
Show your childhood crush and then the person you ended up with.
And just like that, all I breathe, all I feel.
Show your...
And the comments are not as bad as I thought they would be. You at least have a positive comment right here. And that first TikTok is somewhat representative of most of the page because it seems like it's intentional rage bait. They also work out together, and this is actually the first video I've seen of these guys. I saw this on Twitter. That's how I discovered these people.
Hey you guys, let's try to train my hubby in the gym part 2, because last time he didn't do what I asked him. First, we had to change the outfits so we can match. I love when he wears tank.
Why? Why are you on this? One, and then two, why is this part of the video? Beautiful cinematography, I must say. I'm not complaining though, I love it.
I love when he wears tank tops. The only thing he's missing is a gold chain. If you didn't know, I love really masculine men. He's so masculine, he doesn't even care about skincare. I have to use sunscreen on him. I wanted to drive the Ferrari today to match my outfit, but he said no, I'm not allowed to drive it. But I honestly think it's because he can't get in and out of it easily. You guys saw him go on the stair lift, but look, he's going up the stairs by himself. He actually can walk really fine. I don't know why he uses the stair lift. He started getting attitude when I tried to take him through.
So he's using it as a flex. He doesn't need the stair. Okay. There's levels to flexing. I've never even thought about this before. Buying a stair lift, not because you're old, but because you don't feel like going up the stairs. I think that's more of a flex than owning a Porsche, because that's the modern equivalent of being a king and having people carrying you around town. Plus, it doesn't cost as much money as a Porsche. That's a complete waste of money.
Through the workout that I do. This is my back and my tricep routine. He doesn't like to be told what to do. I'm always cleaning up after him, even at home and the gym. He's not been really consistent at the gym. First, he had this trainer from Norway. She was really
The dog hairs.
beautiful, tall, and hot. I was kind of jealous that he was working out with her, but then I realized that her personality was so nice and she really did such a great job at training him, and actually he literally went to the gym every day because of her. He would not miss one session. By the end of the routine,
Oh my God. This is clearly bait though, right? She's saying that his previous trainer was a tall, beautiful model and he would not skip a day. Yeah, see? She's baiting for comments. This is why this couple is so fascinating to me, because what she's saying is true. Like, for example, he is her sugar daddy, she is his sugar baby, but her tone of voice is sarcastic, and there's this layer of satire to it, despite it being true. It's just so weird to me.
he started getting extremely irritated, so I had to change up the routine. This is not the routine I do. He refused to do cardio, so we decided to get some steps in by shopping. I take the gym really serious because it's my only source of dopamine. I can always tell my husband is happy if he does that with his hands. One story.
She talks about him like he's a little kid. That's so funny.
My only source of dopamine. I can always tell my husband is happy if he does that with his hands. One store he cannot stand is Lululemon. He says it's boring. He doesn't like it. He sat out there and waited the whole time. At least we showed up.
So they're kind of cute, despite the fact that they're using each other clearly. He's using her for her look. She's using him for his money. Oh my God. I gotta watch this one.
And I can't change, even if I try.
So apparently she's 22, which I don't believe. She looks She doesn't look super old, but she looks definitely mid-30s. And he's 65 or 66. So I guess now he's 66 and she must be 23. And they even do a little bit of traveling together where she says, the hotel always gives us 2 queen beds when we check in, even though we ask for just 1 twin. And the comments are kind of brutal on this, I'm not going to lie. She definitely requests it in secret. And the Princess Peach and Mario, holy mackerel. But it's wholesome because obviously he's participating in all these and he knows what she's doing. But he's down. He's down to make fun of himself because he's aware of the extremely unusual situation that he's in, and I respect that. And if you're thinking to yourself, what do I have to do to live a lavish lifestyle with a guy like this? Well, here's a day in the life. And first off, I refuse to believe that this bonnet is actually how he sleeps, and I also refuse to believe that he's the little spoon. I think that's just for content, but I digress. And I'm going to skip through this because this is a very long video, but she spoons him. Makes breakfast, pretty standard. She's chilling. She's going to the gym, taking a shower. Basically, she's just relaxing all day. She just has to look pretty. So she's got a pretty good gig. I think the only hard part is this part right here. And obviously, whatever else comes implied with marriage, too. All right, so now we know that if you want to marry a rich guy like this, all you got to do is spoon him while he wears his bonnet. Maybe do a little bed jujitsu every once in a while. But that's really it. Besides that, you're just looking pretty, going to the gym, eating healthy. Seems like a pretty good life. But that now begs the question, how do you get a beautiful young wife when you're an old man like this? Well, luckily, he has his own TikTok page. And not only that, but he tells us what he does for a living. So if we can copy what he does for a living, as he'll divulge in this business meeting, then maybe we will have a chance to live a life like him.
I will talk about what we have accomplished this year. It's amazing. First time in the history, I've been in this business for 45 years, that the Isnt store broke over $100,000 a week. So give them a big hand.
Okay, so he didn't say what he did, but he did say that his store broke $100,000 in 1 week. But luckily in the comments, he says what he does. He owns a chain of auto repair stores in which one of them makes $100,000 per week, which I find that hard to believe, but what do I know? I can't argue with the lifestyle he's living. I'm just skeptical because I've seen people like Dan Bilzerian who live this social media life and then it turns out they're renting everything and they're a trust fund kid. But not only does he own a chain of auto repair stores, he owns a lot of them. He owns 18 of them. So think about $100,000 per week from one of his store, potentially having 18 versions of that. Say what you want about how the man looks. He seems like a pretty nice guy considering, besides the fact that he's using a woman much younger for her body. You know, I'll look past that because he seems pretty wholesome. And he's also a great businessman. So his style's atrocious, though. I got a -1 for the style. That's absolute. It's unforgivable what I'm looking at. He's wearing a varsity jacket. For Christ's sakes, you're 65 years old, man. You might be on the fence about if this guy's wholesome or not, so I'll just take you through this slideshow right here. This'll convince you. He says, social media isn't real. Here's a few things I'm ashamed of. Hold on, my light's breaking. All right, we're back. He says, social media isn't real. Here's a few things I'm ashamed of as a 66-year-old. I like to be the little spoon, so he admits it. Very wholesome stuff, as he's wearing his Versace $1,000 shirt. I can't swim and will never be in the ocean. The shameless not even trying selfies it adds to the wholesomeness. I can never say no to dessert. All my outfits have to match perfectly. I try at least 5 outfits before I leave the house. 5 outfits and he landed on that one. No words, truly. I don't know how to use a dishwasher or a washing machine. Okay, that one's kind of a flex, but the other ones, they're wholesome. This is such an entertaining account. It's just very unusual. Like, they clearly have a sense of humor despite the fact that their relationship is super transactional to the point of it being morally wrong in many cases. People don't look at this and get good feelings when they see a couple like this in public. And she's doing a great job with the engagement bait, just throwing this in our face. And she's probably making a decent amount of money on this, assuming she's in the creator fund. I mean, TikTok doesn't make a lot of money in general, but at least she's doing something with this. Like, it's cool that she's able to build their social media presence, despite the fact that she's quote unquote leeching from this guy. And I like them. I know I shouldn't. I should not like them, but I do. They're likable people, despite what's going on here. Because you have to think behind the scenes, there's scripting, there's planning. Like, TikToks just don't happen out of nowhere. They're both down for this. They're both injecting their humor into these videos. So I respect it. And if there's anybody out there watching this who's a real human being and stayed until the end, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.